Now, from your local news leader, this is 6 News.
We start with breaking news tonight. A stunning announcement from longtime U.S. Senator Carl Levin tonight. After 6 terms and what will amount to 36 years in the Senate, he says he will not run for re-election in 2014. Our own Tim Skubic has been covering Michigan politics for as long as Levin has been a senator. He's been following this story and joins us now live on the phone. And Tim, this one is stunning.
Well, it is, but not totally unexpected. As you sort of sniffed around this story over the past couple of weeks, there were signs that we might have this announcement today. At age 78, he called it an extremely difficult decision. It was made in conjunction with his longtime wife, Barbara. For the first time in 20 years, Michigan will have an open seat now that Carl Levin takes his frumpy suit and decides to retire. He will remain active. He's been in the Senate since 1979, but his decision now throws open all of the doors to a number of people who always wanted to run for the Senate but couldn't because of Carl Levin being there. Now that he's out, everybody and his uncle could be in. Back to you guys.
Yep. All right. Well, Tim, does that now open an opening there for Republicans?
Well, it is, and it's, look, they've always had a difficulty taking on incumbent Carl Levin, who's been extremely popular on both sides of the aisle. You know what? We haven't had a chance to talk to him yet, but I'm going to think part of his decision was it just isn't any fun in the U.S. Senate anymore. And with that being the case, he's out, and who is in? That's a huge question mark tonight.
Very big questions, and Tim Skubic, we appreciate your analysis and your answers this evening. Of course, we will have much more on this story tonight on 6 News at 11. Well, the Jackson County teen accused of the brutal murder of his mother is found incompetent to stand trial. The Jackson County prosecutor says that crime scene was horrendous last month when 49-year-old Robin Grow was found dead in her Concord home. And now her son, David Grow, accused of killing her with a knife, will not stand trial, at least not yet. Maureen LaForge has been following the story in Jackson. And Maureen, if the case isn't going to trial, what happens next?
Well, David Grow is being sent to a maximum security facility, the Center for Forensic Psychiatry in Saline. There he'll receive inpatient hospital treatment in the hope that he can eventually be found competent to stand trial.
He's unable at this point to even carry on a conversation.
Andrew Kirkpatrick is Grow's court-appointed attorney.
I've attempted to try and have communications with him, but he doesn't understand even that he's going back to the hospital that he was in on Monday.
Grow's forensic examination conducted Monday called him developmentally disabled and indicated he had had a psychotic break. Judge Joseph Phillip read from that report in court.
Mr. Grow said he had a lawyer who was appointed by the court but could not give Mr. Kirkpatrick's name.
The court found that Grow could not have basic conversations with his attorney and doesn't fully grasp the charges he faces.
Mr. Grow demonstrated only the most rudimentary awareness that he was charged with murder of his mother.
As Grow's father told 6 News in an exclusive interview last week, his son today is not the son he knows or raised.
I'm not certain if I were to be able to walk in and see him today that he would even know who I am.
While receiving treatment, including medication, Grow's competency will be evaluated every 3 months for up to 15 months. And according to the doctor's report, there's a chance the treatment will work.
There is a substantial probability, according to the report, that Mr. Grow, if provided a course of treatment, will attain competency to stand trial.
If he's found ultimately competent to stand trial, the next part of this would be that he will be then evaluated whether or not he was criminally responsible at the time that this incident took place.
Judge Phillips said he believes most defendants are ultimately found competent to stand trial. Live in the Jackson Bureau, I'm Maureen LaForge, 6 News.
Maureen, thank you. What was supposed to be a fun spring break trip to Florida turned deadly for a mid-Michigan college student. Police say 20-year-old Kyle Lamb of Potterville died from alcohol poisoning early this morning while vacationing in Panama City Beach. Last night, officials say they were called out to a campground where Lamb was staying. When they found him, he was unresponsive. Lamb was there with a group of friends for spring break, and right now 6 News is working to get more details on the story. We'll have an update for you tonight at 11. The Lansing woman who fired a shot at a snowplow driver in January pled guilty to a reckless gun charge today in Ingham County District Court. Sheila Fandrick was charged after police say she fired a single shot that hit the truck. The snowplow truck driver who worked for a private company was not injured. Fandrick, though, is scheduled to be sentenced on April the 9th. It's a question that appears on nearly every job application in Michigan, but a new bill now in the State House would remove the felony conviction checkoff box from initial applications. Will Robinson-Smith says those behind the bill want employers to think outside the box when it comes to hiring convicted felons.
When convicted felons apply for a job, they often come to a question asking if they've been convicted of a felony or a misdemeanor, to which they have to answer yes. Something Detroit Representative Frederick Hall Jr. says boxes them in.
We need to be able to fix it so employers will be able to talk to these individuals and be able to discern after conversation with them whether they fit or whether they do not fit.
He and the coalition called Ban the Box are working to remove the question from all applications, saying it's fundamentally wrong.
It is absolutely a form of discrimination, yes. To me, it's a civil rights issue.
Opponents of the bill, like the Small Business Association of Michigan, agree it's an infraction of rights, but not of the applicant's rights.
I think to restrict this particular question not only is wrong in terms of employer rights, but it may start us down a slippery slope where government begins to dictate who businesses can and can't hire.
Monica Janer, a former felon herself and the director of Ban the Box, says the bill is critical to helping ex-cons just get in the door.
What we're really trying to do is give our people an opportunity to go in and sell themselves.
But first, they'll have to sell the bill to the Michigan legislature. In Lansing, Will Robinson-Smith, 6 News.
Now, the bill does not prevent employers from asking applicants the question in an interview. It would just require the question to not appear on the initial application. In a matter of days, we will spring forward, and it'll feel like spring when we do. Chief Meteorologist David Young joins us now with our first look at the forecast. Hi, David.
Hi, Greg. Overall temperatures, they're going above normal for several days. We've got some mid to upper 40s, maybe even getting near 50 degrees. Live Storm Checker 6 Doppler radar, it is clear. No threat of any rainfall out there for the evening hours. In fact, as we move into the evening, temperatures, well, they're not above average today. 33 now. We're down to 27 by 11 o'clock tonight. The 40s begin to build in tomorrow. That's after a little morning fog. More on that and how long the warm temperatures stick around. We hope a long time. Coming up later in weather.
All right, David, thanks. Well, coming up next on 6 News at 6, human trafficking is a growing concern, especially right here in Michigan. And today, state leaders and advocacy groups join forces in Lansing to say enough is enough. And you can tell that March Madness is upon us. Another incredible high school buzzer beater in the state tournament last night. Fred Heumann will have the reaction to that incredible shot later in sports when we come right back. Well, it is a silent crime that lurks under the radar, but it affects thousands here in Michigan. It's human trafficking, and today the Polaris Project, a leading organization in the global fight against human trafficking, brought their cause to Lansing today. Our Shelby Miller was there. She joins us live in the studio with the details. Shelby?
Human trafficking, a modern-day form of slavery, is the second largest and fastest growing criminal industry in the world. Republican Senator Judy Emmons calls Michigan a hot spot for human trafficking. She lent a hand in today's forum, working to transform the way people and communities respond to the growing crime. Michigan senators and officials from the Polaris Project came together this morning to discuss state, national, and international efforts to combat human trafficking. Throughout the world, 20 million people fall victim to human trafficking. In the United States alone, hundreds of thousands. Michigan remains one of the worst states in the country. It's estimated about 115 girls are trafficked in our state each month.
It's a much greater problem than we ever realized. It is something that we have to deal with because there's lives that are being ruined, destroyed, that we need to step in and provide some protection for those folks.
The Polaris Project hopes to transform the way people and communities respond to human trafficking, both throughout the U.S. and globally. If you'd like to get involved in the fight against human trafficking, you can head to our website at WLNS.com. We'll have a link there at our Scene on 6 icon. Greg?
All right, Shelby, thank you. Well, when we come right back, David Young will have a full look at your forecast. A couple of warm days ahead. 6 News at 6 will be right back.
Now, your Storm Tracker 6 forecast, brought to you by your local independent auto owners insurance agents, the No Problem people.
Well, as we prepare to spring those clocks forward, I think the spring weather certainly here. We're a little below average today, but the next few days we go above average. And even next week, most of the week looks relatively mild. A look out tonight or this evening from the satellite and radar vantage point still shows some snow and or some mixed precipitation along the east coast. For us, though, it's been a mix of clouds and sun. Now mostly cloudy on the Jackson Cam with temperatures running very close to the freezing mark. Same number on the Capitol Cam, wind chill at around 30 degrees. And atop the WNS tower outside the station, seeing a glimmer of clearing on the horizon. Temperature also sitting at 33. A look at other numbers. 33, I think the pretty popular number, 33 in Flint, Owasso, Alma, Charlotte, Mason, Jackson, 35, a little bit warmer in Hillsdale, as well as Adrian. Satellite radar locally shows some clearing taking place to our northwest. If we clear out a bit this evening, there is a potential for a little bit of fog out there late tonight and early tomorrow morning. Just be aware of that as you're heading out tomorrow morning. Otherwise, precision cast through the overnight hours, again, gets rid of some of those clouds. Not much happening to our west, so quiet weather for our Friday. In fact, we get some sunshine. We'll be near or above 40 degrees by tomorrow afternoon. A few question marks on Saturday. Moisture's going to try to make a run at us. Will we generate any showers? At least for now, I feel like we'll keep those out of the forecast with the bulk of the moisture holding to our southwest. As that moves in, good chance of some showers out there. As we move into Sunday, snowfall, that will remain off to our northwest. Only the central and western sections of the UP will get in on accumulating snowfall. As the system begins to bypass the area on a Monday, the tail end of this may mix with a few snow showers, but no significant accumulations by that point. And even behind the system, you'll see the numbers on the 6th day. It doesn't really get all that cold once the system clears out. So 24 tonight, mostly clear early on, and then patchy fog forming later tonight. Tomorrow morning, some fog possible at 7 o'clock. Temperatures near 20. 34 at noontime as we begin to break into some sunshine. Highs tomorrow close to 40 degrees. If we get enough sun, could even be a little bit warmer than that. Over the next 6 days, 47 on Saturday. The clock, our reminder to set your clocks forward 1 hour Saturday night. 48 on Sunday with a good chance of some rain out there. 30s on Monday. We go from rain showers to maybe some snow showers at the end. Not really expecting accumulations. 39, 38 Monday and Tuesday. That's not too tough to take. In low 40s, we get a little more sun back in the area on Wednesday. Don't see any signs really of any significant cool down coming, but also not a repeat of last March when we had the record warmth that really did a number on the fruit crop. So don't see that happening either. So all in all, not too bad.
Okay, Saturday looks like it might be the day for the spring cleaning.
It may be. It's definitely short sleeve weather for me. I know Fred says he doesn't wear a coat once we hit March. We'll see about that.
Yes, I guess we will. Fred's here with sports. And Fred, no coat in March?
That's true. That's very true. It's hoop season. You know how I know it's March? I grabbed my electric razor this morning to shave. I started dribbling it.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. It's that time of year. We have Spartan Hoops tonight to preview, and we'll send off Susie Merchant, her women's basketball team, off to the Big Ten tournament. The Little Dance, the Big Ten tournament. We'll hear from Susie up next. And more in sports.
This is 6 Sports, brought to you by Consumers Energy.
Really is a fun time of the year. It's Michigan State and Wisconsin tonight just after 9 p.m. at the sold-out Breslin Center. And the Big Ten standings were thrown into a mad scramble with Michigan's win at Purdue last night and Indiana's loss the night before to Ohio State. We could be headed for a 4-way tie for the Big Ten championship. But MSU can't be a part of that unless the Spartans win tonight and Sunday. It's time to tough it up.
Whether we have the leadership, which I think starts rearing its ugly head right now, the toughness, which I think rears its ugly head as competition gets tougher, as pressure gets bigger. Those are the things you need, and those two go together.
All the games that we lost, we were up or, at a good point in time, in the game. So our, mistakes are very correctable, and we can come out these next 2 games and have good games, and then our confidence will be back.
We knew coming in the Big Ten, it wasn't going to be easy. The Big Ten. So we just know that we just have to keep pushing ourselves, our mindset. We just want to win, and just keep playing.
All right, so it's Wisconsin tonight and Northwestern on senior night Sunday, both games at the Breslin Center. For MSU's women, March Madness already moving into another gear with the start of the Big Ten tournament today near Chicago. So Susie Merchant waved goodbye to us today as she boarded the bus with her team for the 4-hour trek to Hoffman States, Illinois, wherever that is, for the Spartans' first game tomorrow night. MSU will play the winner of tonight's game between Michigan and Indiana. The tournament trail is underway.
Is this exciting, though, to get on a bus and go to a tournament and realize that this is the magic time of the year?
I think so. I mean, that's what you work so hard for. I don't know if I'm excited to put my 2-year-old, my 6-year-old on a bus full of people for the next 4 hours, but I'm excited about what we're going to meet when we get there.
Do you feel good about this team and its mindset going in?
I do. I mean, we've done a lot this season. I'm very, very proud of them. I feel good knowing you're in the NCAA tournament, so there's not a lot of pressure that way. Let's just go have some fun and play as hard as we can, see what happens.
All right, we have 6 mid-Michigan teams in our viewing area still alive and playing. And tonight, girls high school regional basketball tournament. Winners tonight move on to the quarterfinals next week. Grand Ledge hopes to be in those quarters with a win tonight over Matawan.
They're a great talent, and the greatest thing about them is they work harder than anybody else. They're in the gym all the time. You know, I'm fortunate to be working with a great group of girls, and they play hard.
It's a total thrill. We know we're underdogs, and we just want to prove to everyone that our hard work pays off, and our team's been working so hard, and I'm proud of everyone.
All right, we'll have highlights of that game tonight. The boys' district semifinals last night among the survivors, Lansing Catholic, which beat Hazlitt. And for the second night in a row in this gym, we had an incredible buzzer beater. Dylan Rush from 70 feet in and out. I'm told by my officiating friends, maybe this shouldn't have counted because it didn't clear all the way through the net. Look at that. But well, who's going to wave that off? What a shot.
How about that? That just brought a smile on my face. You know, that was kind of fitting for this place, I tell you. I think I've seen 4 or 5 of those go in beyond half court in this place, and 2 in the last 2 games. So something weird that's going on out there.
2 buzzer beaters in 3 nights. Is that unreal?
Man, that's crazy, man. But, you know, that's why they call it March Madness.
Yeah, last night's game also marked the final time. Rob Port will be on the sidelines for Hazlitt High. His team lost 72-50 to Catholic. He announced his resignation before the season, so as the final seconds ticked away in this game and on his career, he got lots of hugs from players and fellow coaches last night. And 100 text messages, he told me today after the game. An emotional night indeed for a quality coach.
It's been a good ride, good ride.
And yet, no regrets, right? You did it your way.
No regrets. No regrets. I've had a blast with every single team, and you know, some of them we went to the Final Four, and some of them we were 8-13, and every last one of them have great kids and great memories. And you know, to get invited to a wedding or those kinds of things, are, you know, that tells that you built some pretty strong relationships. And to me, that's, I think, what I'll remember the most.
Yes, indeed. Now, the Lansing School District hasn't confirmed it yet today, but I'm told that Marcel Carruthers has been named or appointed interim athletic director at Lansing Everett. In the wake of the tragic death of athletic director Cindy Short a couple of weeks ago, Carruthers has been the football coach, will continue in that capacity, and now I'm told will serve as interim athletic director until they find a permanent replacement for Cindy Short at Everett. Lots of high school hoops tonight. We'll have it all for you, and the Spartans at 11, Greg.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks, Fred. Coming up, a final check of your forecast when 6 News at 6 comes right back. All right, David, we're springing forward, and it's going to feel like spring.
It does. Nice over the weekend, at least half the weekend. I think all weekend it feels nice temperature-wise. The 6-day 40s tomorrow, mid to upper 40s Saturday and Sunday, but I think we'll see a lot more in the way of cloud cover Saturday evening, and Sunday looks wet, and we'll get some rain showers out there. Not a lot colder Monday, but cold enough to mix with a few snow showers at the end of that system, and then upper 30s and low 40s for highs Tuesday and Wednesday.
Hey, speaking of time, it's time for the final 5 voting for the best of the best. The Top of the Town Awards are back, and we want to know who's the best, who makes the best food, who's the best local band, and who makes the best cup of joe. And of course, you can help determine who wins this year's Top of the Town Awards, the annual Best of list, brought to you by WLNS TV and the Lansing City Pulse. You can vote by heading over to our website, WLNS.com, and clicking on the top of the page where it says, click to vote. Go ahead and get those votes in to determine who is the best.
I voted for you, buddy.
Well, hey, thank you. Thank you. One right back at you.
Thank you.
And for Fred, too? Okay, no, you didn't. All right. We're always on, always free. WLNS.com.